I just wanna win on the low, like you making demands. I said, whoa. I just wanna win on the low, like ask me where I've been. I said, whoa, you making demands. I said, whoa. She wanna be friends. I said, no. I just wanna win on the low, low. Ask me where I've been. I said, don't know. You making demands. I said, whoa. She wanna be friends. I said, no. Hey, yeah, whoa. My soul is stuck between dark and the light. It's like playing some musical chairs. They kicked me out, so I started a life, made a bag that was bigger than theirs. I win and I lose and I win and again. I can see why they think that's unfair. We putting the work and we making them bends. To be honest, I don't really share. You rolling with hitters, I don't understand. You killing good people, that wasn't the plan. Round of the game, come get your mans. He selling his soul for a couple of bands. I opened his eyes, lifted a hand. As far as you see, this is all in my land. Cause I've been through hell, then I came back. That's the one reason I don't give a damn. Whoa, devil knocked and I buzz him in. This is life with the son of man. Poured a drink, half a dozen in. Threw my head for a sudden spin. Sad story with my violin. All these problems start to pile in. All these peasants turn to violence. Two-faced, thought you had a twin. I just wanna win on the low, low. Ask me where I've been. I said, don't know. You making demands. I said, whoa, whoa. She wanna be friends. I said, no, no. I said, no, no. I just wanna win on the low, low. Ask me where I've been. I said, don't know. You making demands. I said, whoa, whoa. She wanna be friends. I said, no, 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 no.
It's been a while since I dropped this shit. Swole fam, y'all better run this up. KD, let's go.
He's heating up!
Yeah. I East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, yeah. You know we don't play guys. I'm blessed, I never said I didn't struggle. I finesse, I never said I didn't hustle. These niggas talk so loud, the way I move is subtle. I'm the ocean, but these niggas just a puddle. Ay, oh, I swear I'm delusional. These niggas ain't using me. They want my energy, ain't nothing new, this is usual.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
This is not about freedom. I'll use my power to get them out of the way. Come on.
I got hairy legs.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles, testicles. Oh, I'm gonna die. Welcome everyone to episode 21 hundo, and 93 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swole, yo, back with another episode. Today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2
fucking
Flexing.
Catalina
It's a fucking Catalina wine mixer.
Oh my goodness. Of course, I got to learn to stop taking a sip of water in the intro because I literally inhaled the water again. So a little Matt Damon for me. Figures. Today is a special edition of Ask Papa Swole Live. We will take some questions. We will, shoot the shit a little bit. We do have a lengthy video, a throwback video. A lot of you enjoyed this last year during the 5-year Swole Party, but it's brand new every single year, and we are going to enjoy it yet again. So we'll just kind of hang out and we'll take whatever questions you all want to drop in the comments. But today is 6 years of Swole, so a round of applause to all of you beaches. For everyone inside the Swole fam and everyone listening, even if you're not officially part of the Swole fam, thank you for being a part of all of this. Every single ear hole that allows the knowledge cock to enter, you have to allow it in. Remember, it's going to be uncomfortable unless you just let it in. Let it in, let it fill you up, and everything will be great. But we're all in this together. And for all of you that have been supporting, every time you download the podcast, turn it on in your car, at the gym, turn on your TV, you join a live stream, you join in for a round table, or for an accountability meeting, or for an overtime, or anything. You just respond to a Swole text. You are supporting the podcast. You're supporting the Swole fam in a huge way. So it's awesome. We're doing this, guys. 6 fucking years. More round of applause. More gorillas. Let's go.
You're not making this easy on me, boy.
That would be YouTube, Instagram. That would be the internet, that'll be Comcast. You're not making it easy on me, boy. Comcast doesn't make it easy on us. Facebook doesn't make it easy on us. YouTube doesn't make it easy on us. They love to throttle. They love to block and restrict, but we do it anyway. So thank you so much for everyone being here. Let's give a shout out to everyone watching live. Remember, share the live stream. I know today is a Swole Slut Day. We'll call it Swole Slut Day. Not the whole Hallmark, Happy Mother's Day, so we could sell cards and flowers. Not the government issuing a certain holiday. You can love your mother every single day. You can respect people. You can respect women every fucking day. But let's give a shout out to all the Swole sluts. And you know who you are, the Swole sluts and the Swole fam that are laying it down every fucking day, that are cooking the meals, that are providing for the children, that are taking care of their men, that are taking care of their sons, their daughters, their mothers, their brothers, their sisters, all the ladies. Let's just celebrate all the Swole sluts. It's Swole Slut Day. I think every time we're going to have Mother's Day, it's now Swole Slut Day. And it just so happens to land on 6 years of Swole. So a lot of you are in the comments. And if you are a mother, you are a Swole slut, drop in the comments down below. Just put like a Swole slut here. Just drop that in the comments below. Let's see. Josh, what up, Josh? Grow Big SP. What up? Lacey, Brandy, Jiggly Bumflesh, Colin, what's up, Brittany, Pandemonium, Jen, let's see, Tyler, let's see everyone we got here. T-Cap, Danny, what up, Beesh, Loretta, Julian, it's Julian. What's going on, CJ? How we doing? Rhino, who else we got here? Dawn, Terry, Twisted Yoga Girl, Greg. I think I said Cerny. If I didn't say it, I know Cerny's here. Ren, Jardell, 6 years. Yo, fam, Brian, 6 fucking years more. Lupe, everyone, thank you so much for being here. Love it. Love it. And here's the thing. We always talk about it, but I think it's important to reiterate. And you can think about this. The Daily Swole is literally like your commitment. It's literally the definition of the 7 pillars. It's the definition. It's the live stream representation of consistency of pillar number 7 specifically. So doing it when you don't feel like doing it when you're not 100% modifying, adjusting, adapting, and just staying the course. And having those targets, like, making sure that the podcast gets done every day has turned into a habit, has turned into a standard. It's just what I do every day, and everything else kind of revolves around it, but not in a bad way. It bleeds into other areas of discipline. So if you're not disciplined, if you're disciplined specifically in one area, the beautiful thing about the 7 pillars and about fitness and wellness in the Swole fam is that it focuses on multiple areas of discipline, but at the same time, it's one thing. It's like your personal development, your health, your wellness, but you're focusing on these 7 fundamental. I'm just making up words. Hey, what up, JB?
Come on, man.
Making up words. You like that? The fundamental. I'm going to use that from now on. The fundamental 7 pillars. I'm going to fuck this up and actually just keep on using that word accidentally, but it's not, I like it even better. It's more impactful. Just add some more syllables, just makes it really pop. But these 7 things, community, nutrition, training, recovery, mobility, mindfulness, and consistency, those sound like more than one thing, but it's really under the same sphere of personal growth and, focusing on things that you can control, right? Things that are in your power. And if you're focusing on these things, everything else gets a lot easier. And one area will bleed into the next. Focusing on your community bleeds over into nutrition. Focusing on your nutrition bleeds over into your training, better recovery, better results. You're focusing on your recovery bleeds over. Nutrition bleeds over into recovery. Nutrition is important for recovery. Recovery is important for training. Surrounding yourself with a good community, a good environment is important for all 4 of those things, including mobility and mindfulness. In other words, they all cross over. So it's not like you can just meditate all the time and get all the benefits from the other 6 pillars. Like, you need to be approaching all of these different aspects. And of course, each pillar has a lot of different subcategories and different aspects, but those 7 pillars are what will set you free. And like Josh says, discipline is freedom. And, it gives you that freedom. So for example, focusing on the foods that I enjoy, people ask all the time, and we're always answering questions. What do you do in terms of cheat meals, or how do you go through eating the same way all the time? Don't you feel restricted? And actually, I don't feel restricted at all. And most of you that have gone through an elimination diet, that eat properly, that eat for your optimal health, you don't feel like you're restrictive. You feel like you have freedom. And I feel like I have freedom. I have the freedom to eat all these amazing, real fucking foods. And I don't hold back. I just eat until I'm satisfied. I'm getting nutrient dense foods and I feel full and I feel great. I don't have to worry about, I'm not counting calories and micromanaging shit. I'm literally stuffing my face. I'm taking care of my body. I'm exercising. I'm doing what my body has evolved over millennia to achieve, and adjusting over time. But, keeping your mind focused and structuring your days, focusing on things that you can control does really open up. And especially when you practice mindfulness, it gives you that psychological freedom. And it's all about focusing on things that you can control and being able to let go of things that you can't. It gives you a lot of perspective. And of course, as you go through and as you learn and you make mistakes, as you have successes, if you learn from your mistakes, you keep on moving forward and you're able to adapt to those challenging conditions moving forward. So again, it's just 6 years, another day. And what I meant to say at the beginning of this is that the 6 years is very relative, right? So is this a really important episode? This is actually as important as the first episode. It's as important as episode 503. It's as important as episode, I don't know, random, pick a number, 1127. If any one of those didn't happen, then this would be 2192. If 2 of them didn't happen, it'd be 2191. It wouldn't have been 6 years straight, or would have been, you see, so is one really more important than the other? Not really. They're all important. But all you have to do is focus on what you're doing today. Get it done again. Get it done again. And then tomorrow we'll do it again. And the next day we'll do it again. They're all important. They're all important. And this is also in it's very congruent with our last Papa Swole signature series that we released. By the way, a week from today is the next release of the signature series. So we got a lot to talk about. I know we got to bust the nut open, but we'll just talk about this right now because I mentioned it. So next week is P3S3, but the last P3S2 was This Is When People Quit. So literally every day is a chance, is an opportunity for me to quit. That's really what it is. Like every day is a chance for me to be like, I don't feel like it today. You know what? I'm going to take a day off. I deserve it. I'm going to take a day off. We're not going to do a stream today. It's fine. Not going to do a private call. Just like, I'm just going to skip it today. Every day there's that choice. I never think of it really. Some days I'm like, oh my God, I don't feel, sometimes I'm just a little bit drained, and we get it done. I always feel like it once I'm doing it. I always feel like it. I always, get excited because I love doing the podcast. But you know what I mean? You all love working out too, but sometimes you just don't it's something you want to do. Like, oh, you would just like to just lay around. You would like to do nothing. But that's those are the demons you got to always push back on. And every day is important, and every day is an opportunity for you to quit, or it's an opportunity for you to keep on going and keep on crushing it. So little America here. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, congrats, Pop, on 6 years. Thank you, Shane. Congrats on 6 years. A lot of you have been here for multiple years too. And guess what? 6 more years is coming. It's going to be 7 years next year. It's going to be 8. It's going to be 9. So we're going to have to add to this video, because this video is going to have to add some of the newer content too. But it's always fun to watch these throwbacks. So let's bust the nut open. Also, we will get into some questions. We'll take a few because this video is it's like 15 or so minutes long, 15, 20 minutes. And then we'll give away the Swole card. And then you all can go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday and your evening. And of course, tomorrow we'll talk about it after we get the nut open, but we have a accountability meeting tomorrow. We have a live call at 12 noon Eastern time. So we'll talk a lot. We got some new releases, of course, and we'll talk more about the upcoming events because we have the Balls Deep for summer on the 30th. So we have some major releases then. So there's a lot going on. So this is a very chill day. And we'll take some questions. So if you do have questions, drop in the comments down below. And you know what? Because it's 6 years of Swole while we're busting the nut open, you can start dropping in the comments, what episode? I always like to do this. What episode did you start listening? What episode did you start listening to the Daily Swole podcast? If you remember the number, and usually, come on, everyone remembers their first time. Everyone remembers their first time, especially, you know, come on. Everyone remembers their first time. Everyone remembers their first time with the Daily Swole. You know what I'm talking about. You fucking know. You fucking know what I'm talking about. All right. So drop in the comments down below what episode you started listening. I love it. Summon the Falcon for the 6th year in a row. Not ever. We haven't. The Falcons. Okay, Falcon. All right. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, my God. It's delicious. It's delicious. It looks great. Looks great. 6 years of Swole. You could drop that in any kind of form in the comments. A lot of you have already. Drop in the comments down below, and we'll get into the first questions. You could drop in the comments down below. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. 6 years of fucking Swole. Thank you, fam, for the super chats. I'm highlighting a couple questions or a couple comments here because I know they're piling in pretty fast. But shout out. Thank you, Elise Hastings. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Not required, but much appreciated. Thank you, Lacey, also for a super chat. I really appreciate the support. Thank you for being here so often and, being absolutely a fucking beast in the Swole fam and a beast in real life as well. Keep crushing it. May the strength and the Swole be with you. Let's see. We got a couple great comments. Brittany, happy birthday to the podcast that saved my life. I don't have like the aww, but let's get a round of applause. Thank you so much, Brittany. That's super humbling. I appreciate it so much. And I'm really glad that an insane podcast like this can do that for you. And I'm glad we helped you so much. And I'm glad that you've helped yourself. It's really up to you. It's really up to you to have laid that down. So cheers to you as well. Questions, you could drop them. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. Danny, do you still keep in contact with King Darius? Oh yeah. All the time. We talk regularly. Yeah. A lot of you have been asking about the music, but he pulled all his stuff offline. He pulled all his stuff offline because he's doing like some re-releasing. You know how artists are. They want to like re-release their EP or whatever I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he's dropping a lot more beats and stuff. And he's telling me that he's been working in super, like he's in creative mode. But we've always talked, he was going to give me like the archive of all the music and stuff to put inside Swolenormous X. But anytime he drops some new music, I'm going to grab it and we'll feature it on the show or in overtime or something like that. So yeah, he always says hi and he loves when you all are, you know, repping his music and ask. I always tell him that you guys ask for like, who's singing this song? Like who's, you know, where do I find his music? And I tell him, I'm like, put the fucking shit back online. Why'd you take it off, you asshole? But it was for some other reasons. So, but yeah, dick move. Everyone was like, my fucking playlist disappeared. Like I was listening on Spotify. Where'd it go? Let's see. Thank you, Alicia. Happy 6 years. Nuntanat. Let's see. Episode 21 Hundo. Ah, that's right. So 3 months ago. Excellent. Shane, these are episodes where people first started listening to the show. Shane, episode 919. Wow. Sub 1000. So that was probably what? Like 2019-ish? 2016. So what, 365 days from 2016. Yeah. So that was like 3 years in, like 2019-ish. Jardel, 2161. I started listening to the podcast. Ooh, new to the show. I love it. Josh, 1210. Wax been listening since August of 2018. So that was probably like in the 1200s or something like that. My math is probably off. I don't remember much. It's all a blur. Stealth, I think the very first episode that I saw was like 256. Yeah, and it's kind of about like, I know sometimes the first episode, but like, was it when it was live? I mean, it doesn't have to be live, but like around the same time frame. Super cool. I love hearing this because sometimes you get people, you like realize, holy shit, how long sometimes people have been around. Like I've been listening since episode 312 or 253. And it's like, damn, it's like, I don't even remember 253. The old episodes, but we're going to watch a video and it's going to throw back a lot of them. Fucking epic. And they're all available. A lot of the earlier ones, I think up to like episode, it was like 700 or 800. They're all on the Swolenormous channel. So yeah, I might have to do a search like Daily Swole episode 1 or Daily Swole 001. They're all available, but I think the first 700 or so on YouTube are available on the Swolenormous channel. And then we created the Daily Swole channel and then moved them over. All right. Let's see. Greg, all I remember, it was 3 years ago and you had a fuck your resolution special to join. I went to my girlfriend and begged like a bitch, but here I am. Let's fucking go. America. And that awesome girlfriend of yours. Damn right. Matt, can you replace Fat Thor from the Avengers? Well, I'm not fat, but definitely the beard. The beard could. I did a really good, when I first started doing TikToks really hard again back in like 2018, 2019, I did a nice little stitch or transition. I did a lot of Thor stuff at the beginning because it was really young and immature. I've been on TikTok since 2016. I was using it since it was called Musical.ly. And I remember I was doing videos, you're getting 12 views because no one was using the platform, but I was on it super early. And I remember everyone was calling me a weird, like, pedophile because it was all like children on it, but it was a new platform and it was awesome at the beginning. But then when it was bought out by ByteDance and they changed it to TikTok, it just got really good to use. And I got locked out of my Swolenormous account for a couple of years. So I created another one a few months later than I should have. Should have started a couple months earlier, but you know, it is what it is. It sucks because like you stop using it, it's like, fuck, I was using it since 2016. I fell out of it for like 2 years and that's when it like shifted and really blew up. The early days. Anyway, Elise, I love being involved with like-minded people who value health and fitness as much as I do. Thanks for such amazing content. You're very welcome. Everyone's impatiently waiting for King Darius's music. I'm going to show him all these comments. and I'm going to start sending him very offensive text messages to get him fucking producing more shit. Oh God, Josh, you remember that? Professor Overswole. That one episode, dude. That one episode. Oh my God. Danny, the first video I saw was a DWG and went down the wormhole. Oh, indeed. Indeed. Jen started listening around October of 2018. Thank God, because I'm sure my mental state would have killed me by now had I not taken care of that aspect of my journey. Oh, I'm so glad you did. So 2018, God, that was such a lifetime ago. So 2018, so a lot of people found me when the Brittany Dawn thing, all those videos started going super viral, and that's when the YouTube channel really took off at the time. So that was like February 2019. So it was like, there's different phases, right? There's different phases, but you know, people find your content when you have X amount of subscribers or followers, and they come to the pages now and like, oh, you go on Instagram, it's like 300 whatever thousand. You go on TikTok, there's 1 million or 1.1 or the hell it is. And YouTube, there's 100 something. And it's like, oh my God, you know, this guy has X, Y, and Z, and all people, you know, it's established, made thousands and thousands. Not many people have made more videos than I have online in that time period. But you know, what they don't see is all the videos. A lot of them have been removed because they would probably get me arrested today. but a lot of the earlier videos, just, they build that foundation. It's kind of like an iceberg or an island. You know, an island is just like volcanoes and, you know, the plates rising up out of the water, but there's all that stuff below. You just see what happens. Just see what happens above, right? You just see what happens above the water, but all those videos happen below it. And like they say in many cases, you know, it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. You know, it really is. No one sees the work behind the scenes. No one really does. But a lot of my earlier content shows all that, and a lot of that in the Swole Motion videos and the vlogs. And the beautiful thing is that it's all documented. So it's not like I have to do like a documentary and like, oh, we need to have a recording and go back and the archive. It's all there. It's all public. So it's really cool when you can have it all publicly and you can just look back and see what shit was like back then. Yeah. Let's see. Papa Swole, would you like to have stringers added to the website? I don't personally wear them. I don't know if we have an option to do that, but if options become available, I'm open to it. Like, would I like to? I mean, I would like to sell whatever people are willing to or want, but it depends on what products I'm able to sell. It's not like just my choice. But I don't know if there's an option there. Papa Swole, can we submit videos for the balls deep somewhere? Yeah, in the Daily Swole Telegram chat. And you can tag one of our team members. That's why we created that too, so you can submit content and have a conversation. So it's a good place to post it. The Telegram, the Daily Swole Telegram chat for members. Let's see, Brittany, my first video of yours I watched was Brittany Dawn. Yep. A lot of you found my content. Well, that's when like videos were still being promoted. And then towards the end of 2019, they just literally cut it. They cut it super hard before 2020, and especially during 2020. They cut it. Well, they really started cutting it in like I had a real shutdown towards like the end of 2019, but then I had a big boost at the beginning of 2020. And then YouTube just locked everything down. But that was during the election and all the censorship. And it's been, my page has been locked down ever since. And I really stopped posting so much on YouTube. Like we post all the clips and shit like that, but making Nuts on Chin and, you know, individual and custom content for YouTube, it's like they stopped showing it to people, and, you know, it wasn't worth the effort anymore. So I pulled away from that and started making content elsewhere on TikTok and places where they were actually distributing the content. Yeah, we might do some more again. Cerny, I miss you and King Darius doing the Procast. I always loved those. So interesting. Yeah, it was just really hard to coordinate those after a while. You know, you spend so much time on the computer, and it's hard to sometimes lay those things down. You know, we both had, it's been really busy since the last one that we did, but you never know, it might happen again. Might happen again. Yeah, 2020 was the culmination. I think 2020 was the peak of the shit show. I don't want to say peak, but it was definitely the ramp up. Like it was building for a long time. We were talking about like was it 2019? It was either 2019 or 2018. Remember when first launched Swolenormous Uncensored? And a lot of people were joining. It was like, yeah, I'm getting censored. And a lot of people wouldn't believe it. But yep, fucking told you. A lot of people that were really speaking out early on were getting censored long before me. Now it's just so common to get censored. People are getting more apathetic to it, which is the dangerous part. when it's like normal, it's like, oh, I just got canceled. Oh, I just got banned or shut down. It's like, that shouldn't be taken casually. Like, oh, my account got shut down. Why? Well, I had an opinion. Well, fuck me. That shouldn't be something that we take casually. It shouldn't be a casual conversation, a normal thing. Oh, so-and-so got deleted from Instagram. Why? He said words. That's some scary shit. A lot of people don't really take it as seriously as they should. They think you're just fear-mongering. It's like, yep, you're fear-mongering until they're knocking on your fucking door, asking for your fucking firstborn. By the way, also inside Swolenormous X, we dropped during the overtime segment. We got some new uncensored videos, freedom of speech inside Swole TV. Yeah, you want freedom of speech? Well, so do I. You got to go inside Swole TV to get ours if you really want to see the uncensored shit. We got transphobic pediatrician, anti-abortion, obese is a slur, and teaching pronouns. All right, Matt Damon across the board. We give those four. These are five Damons. 4 out of 5 Damons. 4 out of 5 Matt Damons. Check out those new videos inside Swole TV, available for members, as well as a brand new Swole Fam Roundtable from last Thursday. So make sure you go and check that. Was it last Thursday or was it 2? No, it was like 3 days ago. I don't know. If you didn't catch the most recent Swole Fam Roundtable, go fucking listen to it. I don't even remember what day of the week it is half the time. So I think it was on Thursday. So go check that out. Not Batman's Robin. Need a shirt that says "Drop the Dirty Dick" with a picture of a dripping jelly-filled Long John donut. Well, I'll tell you a story about that. We've been trying to, it's successfully linked, trying to get the Instagram store or the Shopify store for Swolenormous Apparel, papaswole.com. We're trying to get that linked into Instagram for a while. And we're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And this was during when we're getting like had a few videos went super viral. I had one video that got like 140 million views on Instagram, pretty much like a third of anyone that's used Instagram in the past month saw, these videos. You probably saw them like crazy if you open the app. Like, it was super fucking viral for a little bit. I think they were just trying to, get people, using Reels a lot more because they're trying to go hard after TikTok, whatever. So you really wanted to get the store up and integrated, and they were waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And it was like delayed and like, why isn't it getting accepted? And it got banned. It got blocked because of one design. You know which design it was? It was the Kegels design. So I had to remove the Kegels. I don't know if it's still in the store or we had to remove it from the integration into Instagram or something, but they flagged it. They flagged the store because of the Kegel shirt, because of whatever shit it is. But guess what shirt's still there? Taint. Save the taint. Taint length matters, so they can go fuck themselves. So having a shirt that says "Drop the Dirty Dick" would not, there's no way that would be allowed. There's no way that would be allowed. It's fucking terrible, right? Shane, obese is a slur? Shit, they would hate my cardiologist. He didn't pull punches, and it's what I needed to hear. Well, it's what you needed to hear, but did it matter, Shane, if it was what you wanted to hear? It's what you needed to hear. People want to hear certain things. It's like, if you go to the doctor, don't you want to hear the truth? Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Well, doc, don't these tests mean I have cancer? It's like, no, you're good. You're good. Look at you. You look healthy, right? I know you're a little bit big, and I guess, but doc, it says here that it came back positive for X. I was like, nah, don't listen to that. You're fine. Go enjoy the day. Do you want your doctor just lying to you? Imagine a doctor just pretending like you didn't have cancer and just like lying to you when you could treat it, right? Can you imagine that? What if you're like, but doc, isn't this like X-ray? Isn't this a tumor? The doctor's like, no, it's not a tumor. It's not a tumor at all. Y'all. Like, it looks like a fucking tumor. Y'all, it's not a tumor. You're like, I watch House. Like, I have a vague idea of what a tumor looks like, whatever, right? I don't watch that show, but I'm just saying. Or Grey's Anatomy. I mean, isn't that a tumor? He's like, no, get out of here. I got another patient. I got to write some more scripts, you fucking pussy. Do you want your doctor to be like that? No, you want your doctor to tell you the truth. Look, I'm fat. What do I do to lose weight? Like, yeah, you're beautiful just the way you are. It's ridiculous. You don't want your doctor. Or you go to a mechanic. Hey, I need, like, my brakes are screeching, or like, my car's not stopping well. And the mechanic's like, oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. Oh, it's in your imagination. You're fine. Your car is beautiful just the way it is. It's beautiful. Look how it looks on the outside. It looks fine. But it's really high. I push the brake down all the way and it doesn't stop well. Nah, you're good. You're good. You're just imagining things. Your brakes don't work. Just, just pretend. Pretend. With any other, it doesn't make sense across the board. If you want to hear something that you want to hear, then I don't know, go down the street and give someone $10 and be like, hey, can you tell me something that I want? Answer this question. And you give them a piece of paper. It's like they're reading a script. It's like, hey, I'll give you $50 if you tell me I'm beautiful and I'm healthy. Okay. That's what you're doing with the doctor. If you're complaining about what they say, you're paying them for them to be like, no, you're good. You're good. I don't have to lose weight. No. You don't want to weigh me? Why? Why would I weigh you? Why would I weigh you? More to love. Yeah, you don't want your doctor lying to you. The more I say it, the stupider it sounds, right? Just because it's fucking stupid. It's absolutely stupid.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Lacey, I often hear people bitching about their knees. They never acknowledge losing weight will help. They always want surgery or meds just to bitch. Or just to bitch. Yeah, it's inconceivable. Well, you can't go without that soundboard.
Inconceivable!
To think that having extra weight in your body wouldn't be better, or to removing that or getting rid of that extra weight wouldn't be better for your knees. Has anyone here gone rucking or hiking or something and like carried a human being? Carried like 100? A lot of you have kids. You know, when your kid gets bigger, you're carrying a 1-year-old, cool, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old. It starts to be like, you're getting fucking heavy, champ. You're gonna have to walk this one out. Like, it gets to the point where like, all right, I can't do this anymore. All right. You're not just, it's not going to last forever. You're not going to carry around a 20-year-old. So, imagine the difference from carrying, just go pick up a 100-pound kettlebell and carry it around. Like, okay, you can be doing some kettlebell swings and you can actually move a kettlebell, but all the time, it's lighter without it. Is it not? It's easier on your body. Is it not? Yeah, it's easier for me not to carry around a kettlebell all the time. Now that's extra weight. I'm using my muscle to carry it around, but you're talking about dead weight on your back, just useless. Like it's on your shoulders. It's like being in like 1.2 Gs. It's like being like a little bit extra gravity. Imagine if the earth had a little bit more gravity just weighing down your shoulders. It's insane. It's insane. Certainly the first shirt I ever bought was the Fuck Your Pink Drink. I know. And then those shirts got banned. They got blocked for copyright shit with Starbucks. Yeah, so a lot of you that got those like, first version ones, like those are limited edition. Like you're not getting more of those. Like we're gonna have to change the design. We'll have to bring that back around. It's past Fuck Your Pink Drink season, but I don't even know. Like I feel like the culture. Remember, it used to be seasonal. It used to have like, oh, it's pumpkin spice. I just feel like the holidays and things are becoming watered down, and I just feel like people aren't caring as much about them. So like the last year or two, or especially since COVID, I just feel like it's really done a great job. Like this administration and our culture and the authoritarians have really done a great job of destroying our society. I just feel like there's less seasonal things. People aren't caring about these things as much. It's weird. It's weird. Not necessarily in a, I'm not a big fan of those types of traditions in the sense I don't like people telling me what I can and can't celebrate and be like, hey, do this because we said so. You have to celebrate this in this way. It's like, no, I don't fucking do that. But at the same time, I just think more and more people are just like apathetic and like, I don't give a shit about it. So some of these seasonal releases are just kind of like, whoa, it's already gone already. So there goes the Fuck Your Pink Drink. Like I'm not seeing the advertisements as much. I'm not seeing the promotions as much. It's just different. Just different. Let's see. Venom, I had to move an adult overdosing woman and it was no joke. I'm short as fuck and she was heavy. Yeah. It started when you couldn't say Merry Christmas anymore. Well, that's one of those things. Yeah. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Don't forget about Kwanzaa. Yeah, because we celebrate Kwanzaa in this fucking country. Does anyone know what that is? No. No one, maybe like 4 people in this country know what that is. Great. Celebrate what you want. That's a beautiful thing. You can celebrate what you want. But it's just, this is what happens when you have no borders and no need to provide value to get into the country. It's like you wouldn't leave your house unlocked and just let vagrants come in. And we've seen what happens like to those situations when you're in like a very urban environment like New York or New Jersey or California or Chicago. Like when you just let people do whatever the fuck they want when it's like Mad Max, yeah, there's no safety, there's no hope, there's always panic and fear and anxiety. It's like, yeah, when you let criminals roam free and no one gets penalized or punished for anything, yeah, people are gonna be like, fuck this. And they're just in a constant state of fear. They can't be creative. They can't, plan for the future, start a business. Like, who's going to start a fucking business in the city? It's super expensive. It's super dangerous. You're going to get your windows blown in if you say or post anything or sell anything or do anything that's not in the, that's not desirable to BLM or Antifa or one of these fucking extremist organizations. If you don't toe the party line in some of these like heavily dense neighborhoods where you used to be able to make a big profit because there's a lot of, it's a strong or a dense population area. It's like people don't want to create value in areas when they're constantly in a state of fear. Who wants to stand outside their store with a shotgun and be like, it's not really welcoming either. You're just inviting more violence, but you're doing that to protect yourself. It's just a vicious cycle. That's true, Rhino. No doubt. Nobody has money for pink drinks right now, seeing gas is $8 a gallon. Yeah, truth. There was a great video. I think we'll share it. Not today. We'll probably do it. Maybe we'll do it on Tuesday or something. There's a great video I saw on TikTok that I want to share. Really well stated, and it just shows like the slippery slope and where it came from. It's just a very well articulated point. We'll probably share that on Tuesday. Well, let's take a couple questions. We'll play that video in a few moments and give away the Swole card. So if you have any questions, drop it right now. I know we're just chilling today, but questions or whatever topics you want to bring up, just focusing on the live chat, really. Instagram, go fuck itself today. Matt, Papa Swolio. Ooh, all right, come on.
I like it. A 10. A fucking 10.
You switch the samples.
All right. Is it bad that I wasn't scared that my apartment building was shot up during a drive-by? I know where I am has a high crime rate and crime is everywhere. Is it bad that I wasn't scared? Yeah, I would say so. Because fear is not yes and no. It's sad that you weren't scared. It's understandable that you weren't scared, but you're supposed to be scared. Those are natural human signs of self-defense. If you're not scared, then you actually make worse decisions. So there's a great perspective about being a hero. You know how terms like racism and white supremacy, like literally do not mean anything anymore because it's just being thrown around. It's like the boy who cried wolf. So think about what it means to be a hero, right? So you hear the term hero used all the time. Like, are you a hero for saying that you're trans? Are you a hero? Like, I came out as gay. You're not a hero. You're not a hero. You're not a hero, because you didn't have to overcome anything. You didn't overcome any challenges. You just said something, or you claimed something, or you changed your gender, or whatever the heck it is. I'm not saying you might not have overcome some internal, but it doesn't make you a hero. You have to be going against, there has to be fear, there has to be danger, there has to be something to overcome. So for example, like when you're scared and you overcome that fear in order to execute a task, for example, like you're in the military and you're saving one of your comrades, ironic use of the term, one of your brothers, I should say, or you are, saving a woman from a burning building or a car. Like, that's real heroism when you're going into absolute danger and there's a risk to you. And fear is good. Fear is like a sign of either, something that you should do or something that is dangerous to your well-being that you're overcoming and putting someone else or something above yourself. So like, these are just terms, but in other words, like fear is going to keep you safe. Like, this is what's ingrained in our evolution. Like, you're supposed to be afraid of, that's why people are normally or naturally afraid of the dark. Very few people love the dark. Most people are afraid. Why? Because you can't fucking see. And what's in the dark? Things that will kill you. Think about how we evolved. Like in the jungle, like when you see like bright eyes, like horror movies. Think about horror movies. Think about Never Ending Story, that wolf in the wall. Betray you. Remember that? Give you fucking PTSD as a child for the rest of your life. Still dealing with that. I wake up in cold sweats. No, the horse. No, but in all seriousness, you see those like glowing eyes at night. Yeah, animals can see. You can't. You are at risk. The dark calms you down. Not in the middle of the jungle, son. No, it doesn't. No, it does not. Yeah, when you're in your room and you have your nice 70 degrees and your, soundscape on, it's nice, but not when you're in the middle of the fucking jungle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just spitballing here, but you get it. Ethan, Papa Swole, can I use a whey protein powder during the elimination stage of the elimination diet? Also, what are your thoughts on creatine? Creatine is fine. In terms of the elimination diet, anything you don't remove, you can't test. And processed dairy and whey are definitely things that you want to test during an elimination diet. So I would try to avoid that. If anything, use a grass-fed whey isolate. But let's say you removed everything else and you're using a lot of whey protein, you could still have digestive issues. And if you have unflavored grass-fed whey protein isolate, you might have less chance of having digestive issues. But, most protein powders, if you're talking about like cookies and cream, concentrate, some trash with sugar in it, that's not really an elimination diet if you're drinking that stuff. So it depends on the context. Tyler, I saw a video on TikTok today, and a man who I believed was a Marxist was saying how he doesn't believe in freedom of speech. What the fuck is going on with this country? That's not really a question. That's just a statement of truth. Indeed. Indeed. What the fuck is going on with this country? It's going. It's certainly going. It's certainly going. Yeah, Jarella, anyone who has ever been way ass out in the woods at night, it's scary as fuck. Scary as fuck. The night might not be scary for you. It's scary for you when you're a child and you don't have context. This is why kids are crying in the other rooms, because you're supposed to have your child sleeping with you in the same bed. Yeah, I know people like this, co-sleeping. Oh, they're going to have attachment. That's not true. Kids are scared. Kids don't want to be away from the mother at all. That's why modern births are fucked up. They just, have the baby, cut the umbilical cord, they take the baby away. It's fucked up. It's not the way it's supposed to happen. There's a lot of issues with that. But kids are crying and they're going to be scared when they're away from their parent because they can't protect themselves. It's evolution. Like if you're away from your child, cries are supposed to bring you back to the mother. But anyway, that's why kids are scared of the dark, because they can't defend themselves. They're not supposed to defend themselves. It's why you have parents. It's why you have parents. But the dark is not cool. You can't see in it. That's why they make flashlights and stuff. Like, can you adapt and get better and get more comfortable in the dark? Sure. If you're in the dark all the time, you learn to deal with it, but you're always with a low level or some kind of level of anxiety. You're always going to have that situation. You're always going to have that if there's danger. And the thing is with our society today is that we don't really have that danger. We don't have that anxiety. So we're looking for conflict. We're looking for that low level. We're just used to it. We need challenge. We need something to overcome. That's why people are creating things to overcome, because they really don't exist. The fundamental, seeds of survival that we need to sow as a species, like we don't have to do. We can get food super easy, shelter super easy, water retardedly easy. Turn on your faucet, you have drinkable water. Go somewhere else. You think the United States is such a bad place? Go somewhere else in the water. Go somewhere else in the world and try to get water. Go to Mexico and drink tap water. How about that? Good luck with that shit. Literally, good luck with that shit. End up in the hospital or dead. Good luck with that. Go to another country and try to just go to a random country in Africa and try to get water. Very easy to get clean, drinkable water right from the faucet, right? Yeah. Let's see. Tiff, if you couldn't spread your knowledge cock, what do you think you'd be doing right now? That's a good question. I have no idea. I'd still be lifting. I'd still be training. Probably still be doing personal training. Be fucking miserable. If I didn't start doing this, I would probably just kept on doing the same shit. I don't know. You never know. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I would have been a state senator already. You never fucking know what would have happened. I doubt it, but you never know. What do I think I would be doing? I'd still be making gains. I'd still be lifting. Shane, my son just walks by and says, awesome, you're back listening to the Jack guy who got you into yoga. Are you back doing yoga and getting healthy now? Yes, kid, back to 90 Day Dash, day one done today. Fuck yeah, Shane. Yes. Oh yeah, Western world lives like kings, no question about it. Nuntanat, I went to India for a summer camp once, and my whole group got diarrhea from drinking, quote, filtered water. Oof. Oof. Johnny Cab, people have an obsession with concentrating what they don't have, then yammering on to anybody who will listen on social media that it's not their fault. They don't have it. Fucking nauseating. All right. We went a little bit long. I think we're going to have to watch. I think maybe we'll watch that video. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this today. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit long. So we'll have to do that another time. But it's 6 years of Swole. We'll do another time. We're having some good conversations. We'll actually save that for another day this week. So something else to look forward to. But it'll be public. It'll be on the public cast. I didn't realize how long we were live streaming for. But this is good shit. So we'll save that for another day. We'll save that for maybe tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's the accountability meeting. Oh, let's make a couple other announcements. Dun, 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 dun. No big deal. And like I said, I love to put, a big exclamation point on 6 years of Swole, but tomorrow's going to be 6 years of Swole. The next day is going to be 6 years of Swole. Like, we're moving on to 7 years. So as much as I like to be like, yeah, it's always like, episode 2000, episode 2100, it's cool. It's like, sweet. And then we're moving on. Right. And then we're moving on. Then it's like another day. So it's like, you can't put too much. The point of this is you can't put too much important on any one single episode. They're all important. By the way, tomorrow, Monday, May 9th, 12 noon Eastern time, you could join the fam today, tomorrow, yesterday, next week, next month. But if it's next week, next month, next year, what the fuck are you doing? Don't be Matt Damon. Don't be one of the, we have some members that are like, I've been listening to Papa Swole and the Daily Swole for 4 years, and join. Even if you join for the standard membership and you join for less than $5, skip the pink drink. Skip whatever Starbucks fucking sells in the middle of the summer, like a $5 bottle of water, whatever it is. It's cheaper than whatever trash they sell at Starbucks. Plus, you're joining the greatest fam in the realm. So for all the memberships, especially even just for less than $5, you get access to all the private live streams. So all those uncensored videos that we're talking about, the Swole Motions, the Drive Mall Gainings, all those new things that are dropping, the round tables, the accountability meetings, all those private live streams. Over time, you get that with our entry-level membership. So if you're hesitating, if you're not sure about unlimited, that's cool. You can always upgrade. We have a great special for that using code SWOLE20 for $20 off your sign up for unlimited memberships. But all that information is on the membership page. But you can get started for $4.99, not $499. But we're raising it to $499 tomorrow. So join today. All right, fine, we're not. But join today, swolenormousx.com, and you'll be there for tomorrow's live call. It's going to be awesome. We'll have new releases. We'll shoot the shit. And on to the next, whatchamacallit, the next year of content, the next year of Swole. All right, we'll take some more questions. So we'll take a few more questions and we'll give away today's 6 years of Swole card. Brittany, the butterfly effect is real. It sure is. It's real as fuck. Like I think we talked about that yesterday or the other day. It's like, oh, do you wish you would change something? Oh yeah. On the rant, I think it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday, the day before, was the epic rant when I was talking about education and like how education is it's educational incest. And I'm saying how like my degree, I got an exercise science, but it was a fucking waste of money. Like I learned a lot of shit, but nothing I couldn't learn on my own. Yeah, as experiences, but 4 fucking years. Like I've learned more in the last 4 or 5 years than I have in my first 30 years. So it's like, but it all leads to something else. So there's benefits to me having gotten, considering if I look at like the actual chain reaction of that, like, oh, that actually led to other things. So it really wasn't a complete waste, but like, would I change things? Like, would I have made better decisions around that if I went back? Yeah, but it might not have led me to this. It might have led me down a different path, maybe for better, maybe for worse. So you go back and you're like, oh, I wish I changed that. Do you really? Because you think, oh, it could have been so much better. Could it have been? Maybe I would have, hey, let me not do that. Let me go get a job and just go training. And then I would have gotten hit by a truck or something like that because I was driving to work more instead of being on a college campus. You never know. So that was a great Ashton Kutcher movie. If you want to see how horrible changing things in the past can be, The Butterfly Effect, it's a great movie. It's just a great way to think about things. And it could be something as simple as right? Just changing, just pausing one thing, not dropping a fork. You know, maybe you dropped a fork and your blood pressure changed slightly and you didn't have a stroke that you would have. You never know. Fuck knows. Jardel, do you have any collabs for the Swolecast planned? I saw my YouTube recommended you had done this in the past. Oh, from like 2019. No plans. No plans on collabs. I lost interest. I'm not a real big fan of those. One, I don't like to be associated with most people. And two, I don't really care what a lot of people have to say, in the sense that when people are saying like, oh, tell me about your past, and I had the conversation, like if I've heard it before, it's like, I don't know. Everyone's got a story. I'm just not really interested. And that's just me being honest. I'm not really interested in what most people have to say. I don't know. Like, are there certain people I would like to talk to? I kind of rather listen to them on a different podcast and get the information for myself passively while I do other things. It's just not my thing. Not what really interests me, but that might change. I've done it before, but the problem or the issue I had originally with that was just, I don't like scheduling around someone else, just to sync things up, like trying to do, even doing things with, King Darius or my other friends and doing different like casts and stuff like that. Swole calls are cool because, that's what I'm really interested in. So that you might not have noticed. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you're referring to that or the Daily Swole, like the live stream. So on the Daily Swole podcast, we have a couple Swole calls. I think the last one was with Pedro, and I was planning, things got really busy, but planning on doing more of those. So those of you that are members, especially those who've been members for a while, stay tuned for that, because myself or the team will reach out, and I like to do the one-on-one calls with members of the Swole fam, because I prefer doing those types of one-on-ones with real people. And it's not like someone that has, like, it's not that someone that has, I don't know, just like 1 million followers, like that's irrelevant to their value as an individual, but that doesn't make it interesting to me. If they have a big following, I'm not trying to, most people collab in order to get more reach, right? Most people collab in order, like, hey, I'll get access to your audience. It's like, okay, right. I get the whole social media circle jerk. Like, I'm not into that. Cause then it's just like, I'd rather get organic reach is really the best. Getting people hooked into your content because of the content that you make. I'm just not a fan of that kind of approach, really. It just doesn't seem as authentic the way it should. But I love sharing the stories from real people that are doing what we are doing here in the Swole fam, and sharing their stories of like fucking working 2 jobs and having 3 kids and getting up super fucking early. How do they do it? What do they think? How do they execute? I think that's so much more relatable. People like David Goggins and these, and Jocko and all these guys are really inspiring to millions. That's fucking fantastic. I mean, listen to that. That's great. But I don't need to talk to them. Like, they've said it 1,000 times already. I know what their mindset is. Like, they're impressive individuals, no question about it. Respect the hell out of those guys and so many more people. But like, when people make the podcast circuit and they just talk on everyone's fucking podcast, it's like, oh, it's the same shit over and over and over again. And I like to hear people's stories that someone listening can really relate to and be like, oh my God, this fucking person is just like me. Like, who is David Goggins just like? Oh, he's just like you. Get the fuck out of here. Like, he might say, yeah, he was obese and he, turned into, can we be honest? Like, how many people can someone actually relate to that? Like, how many people can actually relate to someone like him? He's a very unique individual. Okay. Which is why he's inspiring. It doesn't mean he's not inspiring, but I like to have conversations with members of the Swole fam that people can actually apply their principles and see their own reflections and hear their own reflections in those people. I'm not saying you can't get that from someone else, but that's how my mind works. I like to give, I don't like to say the average or the normal person. I don't like those terms, but I love to give members of the Swole fam that actually put these fucking principles into practice, the platform in order to share their stories, because it inspires so many more people. And I think that's just much more effective, and it goes a lot deeper than a lot of this other stuff in a different way. And that's like my own unique approach to it. So I don't know if you've heard those Swole calls, but there's one with Pedro. There's some other ones on That's some other podcasts, but we're going to have a lot more of those coming up. So stay tuned. I hope that came across. And it's not about, I hope that came across clearly enough. It's not like, oh, I'm too good to collab. But most people just do the collabs in order to get more reach and get more followers. And those kind of vanity metrics, like, okay, it's cool, but it doesn't translate into actually making a difference. Like how many mukbangers have millions of followers and it's a fucking waste of time. So there's that. Yeah, that too, Tyler. And people pay others for a collab. A lot of people pay for collabs. They're like, hey, we'll do a collab and then we'll, like, I'm not gonna name names and stuff, but people have like asked me about collaborations. I've gotten messages from people's marketing team and like, head of their marketing divisions about doing collabs and things like that. And I don't do any advertising, so it's got to be really fucking good. And there was one thing that came up. It was like months and months and months ago. Maybe I'll tell the story inside for the Swole fam, like privately one time. I'm not gonna do it publicly, but I was like, okay, I'm open to it. I'm open. Like, okay, you've piqued my interest. Like, tell me more. And then it turned into be some kind of like influencer marketing campaign. Like, hey, do this exercise routine and, tell everyone to comment this in the comments below. I'm like, no, fuck off. Like, I'm not just trying to sell more of your product. I thought you wanted to actually do a collaboration and actually, provide some fucking value. I was like, no, you can't pay me enough for that shit. So there's that. Yeah, and this is the thing. Like for some people, collaborations are great. For me, it just doesn't, like, I don't make content. And this is why social media has been, and this is a great thing to talk about because it's 6 years. So it's been 6 years of all content, not just the show. It's been 6 years of Drive Mall Gaining, 6 years of Salty Sack, everything was started a little bit before. Started making content actually probably in March of 2016. Drive Mall Gaining was the first type of content. And then actually, for those of you that don't know the story, actually did 21 episodes of live before I restarted from zero. So I just called it Swolenormous Live for 3 weeks. I was doing live. So it's actually 2193 plus 3 weeks, but I don't really count that. But it was. So I've been live for this plus 21 days, actually, technically, but restarted from one when I thought the name popped in my head, the Daily Swole. I'm like, well, I got to start from zero, start fresh. So it was actually cool. I had like 3 weeks of practice and then started episode 1. So the earlier episodes were still rough around the edges, but I was kind of had a little bit of practice of setting it up and going live. So it wasn't like literally day one. But I don't do content that I don't like to do, which is what's really frustrating about social media. It's because I have to censor what I post. And it's not because I'm afraid of getting banned. It's because I don't want to get banned. So it's not like, oh my God, I'm afraid to say what I think. It's not that. It's just, do I want to like burn a major pillar of my business? It's like, Instagram and YouTube, like these are huge platforms where like I'm fine using Rumble and these other things, but they're just not at the same level. They don't have the same distribution. They don't have the same search capacity. They don't have the same depth. They don't have the same tentacles in the web. So like when other things come along, like TikTok, it's like, yeah, I know it's Chinese owned and this, and it's like, all right, I'm already so plugged in. It's like, what's one more fucking thing? It is what it is. It's, when something else comes along that's better or that works, and like, I'll go there too. That's why I post on Odyssey and all these other places. So, that's the only frustrating thing, but I don't, if I don't feel like making a certain type of content anymore, I don't make it. And sometimes it's like, I do feel like making it, but it takes a lot of energy. And a lot of you that do creative work, you understand how much energy that takes, like to paint a picture or to write music. Like you need to be when you're a creative mind, it takes a lot of effort. You have to have a lot of free time and space to be able to create good shit. So for a lot of these other things I used to do, there was a period in the last 6 years, or several periods where I just would spread myself too thin. I would just do too much because I have so many ideas. And you should see, like, I have all the fucking note cards that I have for the Swole cards. I am writing notes. I have this whole like whiteboard here on my desk. It's covered. I have note cards everywhere that I have to clean up once in a while with notes and shit that I'm scrawling down ideas. But you can only do so much, and I can only do so much. And that's why a lot of the other podcasts had to get pushed to the side. That's why this past week I started doing Red, White, and Swole, like small little chunks, started getting to a flow with that again. So I have to slowly add things and make sure I can be consistent, because I'm the type of person that I can't do something once a week. Like I can't start doing something like, hey, I do this once a month podcast. I can't do it. It's got to be part of my routine where it's like every day. It's like a little bit boom, boom, boom. So my recommendation for anyone starting is like focus on one thing. And this is what I promised myself. Like I had to pull back once we moved to the house. It was a huge like change of pace of filling out the house and getting this set up and getting to a new flow and the puppies. And there's a lot of stuff going on that we don't talk about. Not bad, but just a lot of stuff. And, you know, bottom line, the Daily Swole, the podcast is the most important thing. So it just had to keep on coming down and doing a lot of soul searching, a lot of like meditation and thinking. And a lot of times where I'm not doing the show, I'm just thinking about the content and what's best for me and what's best for the Swole fam and what's best for the output. And it keeps on coming back to the podcast is the number one thing I do. It's the thing that I'm going to put the most effort into. It's the thing that is the most satisfying, the most important, that fulfills me the most, that takes the most energy, but in a good way. So this is the most important thing that I do. So bottom line, if I feel burnt out or if I feel kind of stretched thin, it's like, fuck everything else. I'm doing the show. And that's why we take so many clips. And that's why we atomize so much content. We take the clips here for balls deep edits. We take the clips here for Instagram stories and for TikTok and for YouTube and for whatever the fuck else, everything else. That's why a lot of the stuff is taken from the podcast, because you have to, you know, create a lot of content and value in different ways and different platforms natively to those platforms. But you have to make sure that you don't spread yourself thin. Otherwise the content's just going to be bleh. Like if I'm doing 5 fucking podcasts and doing nuts on chin videos on YouTube, like it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Like I don't want to be filming all fucking day and then vlogging. And then it's like, no. And then that's why, and then filming my training videos. It's like, that's my private time. That's why a lot of the training videos are limited to certain releases and certain types of content, because that takes a lot of energy and my training is my time. And I don't like filming during my time. I don't like putting the camera on it. That's my time. That's my piece. That's when I'm listening to music or a podcast and I'm training for me. And I don't like having a camera on me when I'm training for me. So it was fine at the beginning, but it is very draining. And you know, it's funny. Remember that quote from Zoolander? Remember he was asked that question. He's like, from the Aboriginals, like, you know, when you take a picture, it takes a part of your soul. And he's like, I don't know what the Aboriginals, you know, whatever. Remember that part? But I think it does. You're taking a video. It does, like, if you're like, it's hard to be creative and productive and fulfill yourself. Everyone's got their thing. Everyone's got their thing. Everyone's got their piece. Like people, like if you're meditating, you're doing it for yourself, right? Are you hitting the record button for a meditation? No. Are you like, you know, filming yourself meditate? Like, no, you have whatever it is for you. That's your private time. You're not, imagine recording yourself reading. That's like your piece and you're quiet and like, oh, you're curling up in a beanbag with a good book. Like you're not putting a camera on yourself. That might sound really weird, but it's the same kind of context. Like, okay, I'm reading. Let me read it out loud from a book. It's like, no, you're not going to enjoy reading the book, are you? It's the same kind of thing. So everyone's got their thing. So it's important to understand, but it doesn't mean I don't film training content. It just means like I have to figure out that flow for like separating, okay, certain days is like, okay, I'm like, if I'm inspired, I'm like, I want to film a fucking virtual trainer, or I want to do a workout today. I'm going to do some swollen sevens and I'm going to fucking film the shit out of it. But I'll plan it and be like, okay, I'm doing boom, boom. And I will go with the intent to film and boom. And I do like a ton of shit and then we release it like crazy and it's fucking awesome. Which is why the content is good and which is why it comes across like that. And which is why you appreciate it the way you do. It's because whenever I'm filming, it's being done when I'm inspired to do it. And if I'm not inspired to do it, it's going to come across and I just don't want to do it. So it has to come across properly. And I think a lot of people, that's why things get stale. People get bored. They feel stressed. A lot of people that do YouTube videos or online content, they get depressed all the time because they start making their content for an algorithm, or they have to make a YouTube video every day because if they don't, they're not making the ad revenue in order to pay their fucking bills because they're dependent on YouTube AdSense, which is terrible to have all your eggs in one basket. And then people just start making